Not sure when my time going to come on the court, but continue to put in hard work in each and every day and continue to getting better.
Kenneth Wayne Lofton Jr., born August 14, 2002. Just a few days ago, Kenneth Lofton Jr. was waived for the second time in not even 2 seasons in the NBA. 2 playoff contenders in the Sixers and Grizzlies have both expressed in so many words that right now Kenny Lofton Jr. isn't who they thought he would be, and for now isn't able to help their team. But why? Why can't this once prototypical basketball big man not easily catch on to an NBA team in this era? One who was not too long ago dominating Victor Wembanyama and is currently dominating the NBA G League as well. At a generous 6'6", 275 pounds and a rounded figure, some believe he's too big to be productive in the NBA. Big as in weight, he hasn't seemed to fully get under control since his college years. This weight issue is the most glooming when you see Lofton Jr., causing many, possibly including the league he works for, to view him as slow, lacking foot speed or athleticism to keep up on defense and offense. But as history and record has shown, Kenneth Lofton Jr. has been excelling against his competition at that size and weight since high school and internationally, including against the projected Rookie of the Year and generational talent Victor Wembanyama. On the NBA level, in just his rookie year, he scored a career-high 42 points against the Thunder in the team's final regular season game, adding 14 rebounds as well. In that game specifically, you couldn't tell Lofton was overweight or that his lack of height would hurt his production going forward, yet here we are, where he is yet to find security on someone's roster. They say do all the things you're supposed to on every level, stay focused on the goal, stay on top of your schoolwork, and prepare days on end, and if you're talented enough, you should get all the basketball opportunities you desire. But in some situations, still things don't work out as planned, or even worse, you end up in a position your professional career is threatened by how you're perceived and not how good you can be if given the opportunity. Kenneth Lofton Jr. is in that space right now, where not only do teams see him for the weight and size issues that's followed him to this point, but also as a player passed on by 2 teams that have had him in the fold and gotten a close look at him and feel for them he can't help their winning chances. With those, now he's left looking for a chance anywhere he can in the NBA, far different from the outlook he had when he left Louisiana Tech early after just his sophomore season for the NBA. He went undrafted that year and has been on a fight ever since to prove he deserves a real opportunity. 3 reasons Kenneth Lofton Jr. can't stick in the NBA right now. What happened? Let's talk about it. It's your boy JC Stunted Growth. Get it. Take a minute to like, subscribe, and comment on who I should do next. Kenneth Lofton Jr. is a 6'6", 275-pound power forward center from Port Arthur, Texas, whose size came as a gift and a bit of a curse from early on. Lofton started out a guard standing just 6'2" up until the end of his junior year in high school. At the time, he was seen as a big guard who had some talent but too slow and not agile enough for high-level hoops before his senior year, where he hit a growth spurt of 4 inches. This changed everything for Lofton, as now he could dominate the competition in the post and be more suited into a specific role traditionally on the basketball floor. But his weight continued to go up as well, leading to the interesting case that while it gave him a few extra pounds he could place on defenders and move them out the way, it moved him further away from where the game was headed in its faster pace and more athleticism. He was a McDonald's All-American nominee leaving high school, unranked and recruited by mainly mid-major programs, finally settling on Louisiana Tech. Stunt number 1, leaving school too soon. The only reason I say this was a growth stunt for Kenneth Lofton Jr. is because of the outcome it had on his future, far as the circumstance he ended up in and path that's been laid out ever since. Lofton Jr. otherwise made the right decision, just not at the right time, and he went undrafted in 2022, having to not only fight size and weight issues, but the journey of an undrafted free agent as well. Going into Louisiana Tech, Lofton Jr. had an outstanding freshman season where he led the team in scoring and rebounding, winning the Conference Freshman of the Week 9 times, tied for 3rd most in league history, eventually the overall Freshman of the Year in the conference. After the season, he participated in the Under-19 FIBA World Cup, where he created expectations because of his performance against France and aforementioned generational talent Wembanyama in 2021. At his size, I don't think Wembanyama expected or was prepared for such a game style, literally bullying the future #1 overall pick and his team on a few standout possessions. Going into his sophomore season, Lofton Jr. had placed his name square on the NBA's radar and went from 12-7 to 16-10 in just a year, leading his team to more than 20 wins again and being named first team all-conference. Now this is where things got tricky. The NBA waits for no one. That doesn't mean it's your time as soon as there's an open window. Think of it like jumping from a moving object to a stationary one. There's factors that affect your jump, like speed, momentum, and timing. Time it right and you land square on the object. Time it wrong and you miss it completely. In both situations, you could see the opportunity, or ledge in this case, but you may have moved too soon and some too late. Lofton Jr., in my opinion, made the right move to leave early, as staying on a team whose biggest competition every year is their in-state game against LSU, who also never makes the NCAA tournament, was a fruitless endeavor. But with another dominant season under his belt after getting on the NBA radar, where he averaged at least 20 points and 10 rebounds, and who knows, maybe even took his team to their first NCAA appearance since 1991, could have landed him in the first round, where he signed to a guaranteed contract, and not the second round or undrafted like he went, having to sign with a team that never needed his services, then passed around to another that really weren't in need. Right move leaving early, wrong time, off by another year in school. Stunt number 2, style of play. The Grizzlies had deeper reasons for waiving their G League Rookie of the Year center, which we'll get into later, but one of the main reasons he was waived by them and the Sixers and likely phased out the NBA is his playstyle doesn't fit today's league like it did in previous eras. This isn't the 90s where most teams played at slower paces and preached inside-out basketball every time down the floor, or the mid-2000s where guys like Zach Randolph, Paul Millsap, and undersized and under-athletic players of the sort could still have significant opportunity. In those days, the post received the majority of the opportunity, leading to eras dominated by the big man. But ever since the beginning of the 2010s, the game has went in the complete opposite direction. Guards have become the feature and stars of the league, changing even the way big men have to play nowadays, having to have at least a mid-range jumper, preferably out to the three-point line to create more space the offense can flow. Guards shoot deeper, quicker, and as many times as they want now, leading to insane scoring numbers and a more entertaining NBA product. More entertaining, more money for the league, less opportunity for anyone who doesn't fit that, including Kenneth Lofton Jr. His back to the basket, all inside the post, non-pick and roll lob threat game is a thing of the past and has him caught in its wake. Back in the day, guys like he or Glenn Big Baby Davis were stars. Now they get waived prematurely because they no longer fit in. Stunt number 3, actually being waived. Being waived as a professional is one of the weirdest feelings because on one side you have to deal with the fact a team has in so many words said you're not good enough or fit enough at the moment, so affects your confidence in a negative way, but on the other side you can't let that stop you from being confident and still having a positive outlook in order to get another opportunity. Working through that is difficult because as you're working out, you're wondering if maybe you're doing something wrong in the process, and it could lead to slowing your growth as a player if not careful. To be waived twice though can be twice the confidence damage. The Grizzlies, who signed Lofton Jr. to a two-way deal as an undrafted free agent, signed him to a standard deal for his second year, and then Ja Morant gets suspended for 25 games. The team used an exemption to sign center Bismack Biyombo to a deal, and Biz became productive enough on defense that when Ja came back, the team had to create another spot for him in order to keep Bismack Biyombo. This meant either waiving he or Lofton Jr. Kenneth was the odd man out and was waived, and 2 days later the Sixers picked him up, signing him to a two-way contract. He spent most of his time in the G League, averaging over 27 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 assists throughout his first 10 games. But that never earned him an opportunity on a team with the league MVP Joel Embiid, who happens to be the best player at Kenny's position in the entire NBA. Healthy again, the Sixers had no need for Kenny and needed to open spots like the Grizzlies, so he was waived once again. Even though the NBA understands why he was constantly released, the fact is he still was released, saying to other teams his game style may not be worth another look on this level. If he's not signed soon, overseas may be next, with Kenneth Lofton Jr. possibly never seeing the NBA again. Tragic, because I think he can contribute on the right NBA team. All in all, Kenny Lofton Jr. is caught in a bad spot, but can turn things around because he does have talent. It's just his game style and no obligations to a team because he was undrafted are causing him less opportunity. Hopefully he gets the right opportunity soon, but for now, for these reasons, his growth is being stunted. Salute, much respect, it's your boy JC Stunted Growth, and I'm out.